Hello, hello! I'm Wendrickso, and today we're going to cover navigation agents in MultiGame for Unity. So let's get started. First, we need a character. In this case, I have some dwarves from the asset store that I'm going to use. Any character will do, or even any object which you wish to pathfind. Then, if we haven't already opened it, we'll go up to the top, click on MultiGame Toolbar in the menu up at the top. You can't see it though because of my window capture, but it's there, I promise. So once we have our character in the scene and we have our toolbar, just go in, click AI, Navigation. This adds a NavMesh Agent, Animator, and NavModule to the character which we've created. We'll need an animator controller if we want animations to occur when the dwarf is walking. In this case, I already have one set up. So this animator is really simple. It just has a walk variable floating point in here, and it uses that as a transition between the walk and idle states. Okie doke. So in order to use this, we need to input on the nav module an animator movement float. This is a string which just tells it which variable corresponds to movement. So in this case it's walk, so we'll just pop that in there. We can add a movement sound if we like. Footsteps, okay, and if we leave the interval at 0, then it will automatically use the length of the audio clip. Or we can set this manually to shorten or lengthen the space between footsteps. You'll just have to do a little bit of tweaking to get that number right. Sound variance changes the pitch of the footstep sound so that each one doesn't sound identical. So to actually use the navigation module for navigating, we can do this in various ways. There are a number of messages here. We can nav to nearest, which is the easiest way. And what this does is, if we click on it, find the nearest object with a given tag and navigate towards it. It takes a string parameter, which is the tag of the object we wish to move towards. For demonstration purposes, I'm going to set it up so that when we press H, this character will walk over to the player. So I'll click key logic. I'll set the key to H. I will then nav to nearest player. And we need to set this as a string. Now I'll clear my selection and play the game so that we can see exactly what's going on. Test it out. Okay, and it's a bit dark, so I'm just going to fast forward time a little bit until day. There we go. And our dwarf walks over to our player when we press H. Coincidentally, this is similar to the way that my right-click to move player is working, except the right-click to move player has a slightly different setup. So if I go to simple mouse player, focus on her, we'll see that she's actually navigating towards a nav target. This is another way that you can set up movement. If you want something to always follow and you don't want to have to deal with tags, you can simply assign a navigation target in the inspector. This of course means that both objects must already be present in the scene. So if it's for a unit that's spawned later on, this wouldn't work so well in most cases. Although this one can be spawned at runtime because I have attached the follow target to the player itself and added a detach on start component, which causes it to detach from the player as soon as the object is created. That way, the mouse can control the placement of this invisible follow target, and the player can be spawned and respawned at runtime. I hope this is helpful. If you would like more content, free code for your games, example projects, and other things, please feel free to subscribe. I'm going to have a lot more stuff like this in the near future as the release of MultiGame approaches. Until next time, stay awesome.